Justice.
You want to say, we've never really announced ourselves. And you say, what's up, everybody? I'm Chase, and I'll say, I'm Shep. We're bringing you a nice Thanksgiving special presentation. Yeah. Yeah, I'm ready. You're filming, right?
Yeah.
Hey, everybody. Hey, everybody. What's going on? I'm Chase.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
What the fuck?
Oh, shit. Oh, no. Oh, shit.
I'm Shep.
I got stuck.
What the fuck? Oh, man.
Oh, no. What the fuck, man? What the fuck? I'm so fucking scared right now, guys. Oh, fuck. Oh, man, I think he might have died. I guess he was choking. I guess he was.
I guess he was.
I guess he was.
I guess he was. Welcome to the first show of 2023.
Heyo, Michael
Year
Jordan
3
here.
Kicks off. It's the Jordan year. 23 is my number. So I've been looking forward to this year for quite some time, as you can imagine.
I feel that, bro. I feel that.
But, you know, start of a new year, we got to start it off right, having a good time, and who else to have a good time with but Randy Phillips back again. Oh, looks like he's in trouble.
Yeah, guys, 2023 didn't start out too good, but things are under control now. I made it to the show. I have taken over the cop car. I still haven't figured out how to get out of the back of the cop car, but we will sooner or later. It's our year this year.
This is the year.
Hell yeah, I'm impressed that you are able to stream from the back of the cop car. Like how you managed to have the equipment to do.
You must
so.
be using their little laptop up front, huh?
It's exactly right. As I'm using their plate reader. I just kind of finagled their little body cam onto the front half, and I'm using that to film myself. Don't mind the disappearing hands. They have nothing to do with it. Actually, I'm going to see if I can. It was lucky they had a headset here, meant for all good gaming and whatnots. But I think I managed to turn the sirens and the lights off. So
nice,
perfect.
nice.
Randy, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you guys doing?
We're doing well.
Pretty
You said
good.
23 is your year here. Or is it already starting out good now? Or
Yeah. I mean, so far so good. We're only 2 days deep, so there's plenty of time for it to take a turn. But so far so good. Big things coming this year for the show, for the personal life. Got the baby on the way.
It's true. This year is going to be a big year.
Yeah.
Like no matter what.
Yeah.
You can't change it now. There's no turning back.
No, there is no turning back.
No. Not with the legislation and all that shit happening.
Yeah.
But I had a buddy wish me Happy New Year's the other day too, and I just wrote back and said, "New year, new me." And he said, "What's new about it?" And I'm like, "The way I signed the date." So
that's fair. That's
what it is to me. I feel like seasonal depression hit me pretty hard, pretty fast this year. I didn't expect that. The weather started being a lot nicer, so it's kind of went away. I've self-medicated. I've did my creative bits for the month, I think. So like I'm pretty tuckered out, but like feeling a lot better about myself and who I am. So
well, hey, that's good. It's a good note to start on for the year.
Especially saying you get a laugh out of my video. I love to hear it always. So like anytime you hear anybody make a like a belly laugh or verbally laugh, or I've had
Absolutely.
friends and family members even like repeat stuff from me from my videos, so it's like, oh no, I know you watched it, so it makes me feel good. Yeah.
So I feel every time I hang out with Belle's parents. Her mom has a nice loud laugh, and so like
Yeah.
I almost intentionally, like unintentionally but intentionally, like am constantly just trying to make her
Always.
laugh because it makes me feel good.
There's always somebody to inspire you to always to come up with that next joke. And
It's the people who are comedians, I think, are just born that way. I mean, it's just like it's just like the comedian in me is like, if you laugh once, I'm gonna keep trying to make you laugh. Like
it's gonna happen again.
Laugh.
Like, trust me, I'm gonna try again, no matter how much you don't want it. So
until
but
you hit a wall and you're like,
that's something everybody does want, though, for the most part. I don't think anybody's ever been upset when you've made them laugh. Like, God damn it! Like, I don't want to be around you now because
right.
you've made me laugh.
You make me laugh?
Yeah.
What if you had a bad laugh? I mean,
well, I guess that's just
That's true. That is a very specific circumstance.
But I mean, you
suppose-
got comedians. You got like Jimmy Carr out there who has a fucking absurd ass laugh, but he makes you laugh. So like,
maybe you got a bad laugh. You didn't want to do it.
Yeah, it has embarrassed. They're embarrassed of their laugh. They don't like to laugh, and then you make them laugh, and they're like, "Why would you do that? Why would you?"
Everybody knows
expose
I
this?"
laugh like a donkey now.
Well, they got that clip that people always be sharing around of all those people, like the world's funniest laughers or whatever, sitting in the same room, and they're all like laughing at each other's laughs.
Oh, I've seen that. Yeah.
It's just like, oh boy, yeah. If I had one of those laughs, I'd probably be like, nope, I'm into like darkness.
My favorite part about that was they had animals above each one of them, like portraits of animals that their laugh sounded like. And I think that added to the humor of it, because once they started hearing each other's laughs, they started seeing the portraits of the animals.
That's funny.
And it just caused a chain reaction. That's a good time. I don't know. We did have a buddy that I've had in my lifetime that's had a funny laugh, but he changed it because we pointed out that he had a funny laugh. It's like as soon as he became aware that he laughed like that, he stopped it, and we hated it because we loved the laugh.
Yeah.
Like,
do you guys have it?
Just stop.
Do you have any moments where you laughed at a time that you like that stood out to an entire
like an
room?
inappropriate time?
It could be. See, like, okay, so my example for this is like, and I'll never forget this. Me and my buddies back when I was in high school, we saw Old School in a like an early sneak preview, like a week before it released. So the entire fucking theater was packed to the brim. Like they let people sit on the stairs and everything for it. So we're sitting in there, and there's a part, everybody in the entire theater is completely quiet, right? And it's that part at Blue's funeral when Will Ferrell's talking to his ex-wife, right? And it's just like a real close-up shot of Will Ferrell, and he's just like, you just got to keep on trucking. And I don't know why. It was probably from all the smoke that we had before we got there. But I thought that was fucking hilarious. So I had that laugh where it's like I laughed really hard real first, and when I breathed in, I snorted. So I was like, and the entire theater busted up laughing at my snort.
That's where I'm at. Like I watched the old time that I was on, or the last time I was on. I watched a little bit of it, and I was hearing my laugh, and I'm like, man, I have an annoying inhale laugh sometimes. Like. It's just like you hear that little squeak come out of me, and it's like weird. I feel like I have different laughs. Like I feel like I have like 3 different laughs. It could be like absurd. It could be, just like a violent laugh. Like I don't know why I have different laugh triggers, but like sometimes I definitely have a couple of annoying laughs that I feel like.
I've had a few good snort laughs the past few weeks. Just because, I mean, I think anytime Phil and I get together, like nobody can make me laugh like Phil makes me laugh, and vice versa. I mean, and when we get together, like we're constantly just making each other laugh. A few good snort laughs.
That's always good.
I think to answer your question, Shep, I don't necessarily think it was one of those things where it was that noticeable to everybody in the room, but it was more of like one of those like, this is an inappropriate time to laugh sort of situations. Eh, oh God, I almost hesitate to tell this story. God forbid my aunt's watching this. So one year for Thanksgiving, instead of the prayer, we listened to this country song instead. And we're listening to it's I think it might be Tim McGraw, like "Always Be Humble and Kind" is the song or whatever. And she felt like it just kind of encapsulated everything that she wanted to say that year. And so like she plays the song, and let me tell you, boys, it wasn't a short song. And we're all standing around in the kitchen,
I don't know what could be worse.
and Phil and I had come, and we were both a little stonus balonus when we showed up, and we're all standing there silently. But what really got me was like my younger sister, my youngest sister, is across from me, and she starts laughing, and then I start laughing, and it was just it wasn't good. It was just such an awkward moment that like how could you not? How
She
could you
was
not?
she was
Crack a
so
laugh?
proud of her song. How could you laugh
But
at it?
nobody else seemed to notice. So I think
I
we
didn't know
kept it under control.
Tim McGraw wrote it just for her, just to play at Christmas time.
And now none of us listen to the song.
That'd be it'd be a fucking nightmare. It's just an absolute nightmare idea. Could you
Well,
imagine? Like
Belle got a taste of that.
unless it's gonna be like a pleasant surprise, like she pulls out a jukebox and hits it and like lets like Who Let the Dogs Out plays or something.
That would be incredible. It's like, I really feel like this
that would
song
be a
encapsulates,
great
everything I
uplifting
wanna say
moment
this
for
year.
everybody.
Yeah.
But it would be like hey, instead of a prayer, let's all sing a hymn before we eat. And it's just like I'm kind of just hungry. Like,
Right.
I
I'm
love
too
the
hungry to eat.
sentiment.
My vocal
but-
cords, they need mashed potatoes first.
Like I feel like I come from a good Christian family, and I don't know if we've ever really done like prayers. We've just kind of gotten together and love
Yeah,
the whole
Well,
family time and food.
it's so funny because
it'd throw me off. It'd throw me off.
we're used to this kind of like
Especially if it's
thing.
country, yeah.
Because like the song thing, that was a 1 year thing. But the prayers can go a little haywire sometimes. They can take on a life of their own. And this is Belle's first year at the holidays with that side of the family and everything. And so she started praying, and it was like it starts as a prayer, but then it's also like kind of like there's just like talking in it as well, and it just kind of keeps it. And she finally leaned over to me. She goes, "This is kind of a strange prayer." I'm like, we're used to it. This is what it is.
We're writing a
And,
letter to Jesus right now.
Yeah, and we're just letting them know what we're thankful for, And then she's like, "Yeah, no, at our holidays, we usually just like short,
Rub-a-dub-dub, thanks for
sweet,
the grubs."
pretty much,
Yeah.
amen." And then we eat, and then sure enough, we were there yesterday celebrating Christmas with her family, and her grandma whipped out that prayer. It was fucking 15 seconds.
Everybody just has a good old moment of silence, bow their head. It's just a
What's up, man?
Whip out a whole country song. I don't know if I could do that.
Yeah, that one was. Now I'm curious. I want to know how long this song is.
Yeah, I'd be like, yeah, you play like Alice's restaurant there for like just okay.
I wish I could do something like that
Vietnam
at my
protest.
family's. Like, hey, we're gonna listen to my latest mixtape
4
right now
minutes.
together.
30 seconds.
Yeah. Host your
no,
own gathering
it's the
and
music
just
video.
make them listen to all your music.
The official is it's 4 minutes 20 seconds actually, which makes it all the funnier that was one of the few holidays I showed up to.
Still 4 minutes. Yeah, and I don't think not even like church prayers last 4 minutes. I mean, they talk a lot about the Bible, but I don't think the whole thing's a prayer. You know what I mean?
Right.
But,
yeah.
When it comes to inappropriate times to laugh, I think like some of my vivid moments. I don't know if I've ever. I'm sure I've fallen prey to laughing at bad things before. Like when people fall and stuff like that.
Right.
It's like I'm gonna laugh.
I was gonna
at them,
say
but
that. Yeah.
I also will check on them if other people aren't doing such before me or something. But I distinctly remember one of my favorite times in high school was when we it was a business class, so it's kind of out of left field there, and like we all had to do speeches, but one of the like a business speech or something, but one of the kids in my class had a like real bad speech impediment.
Mhm.
And so when it came to his turn to give the speech, it was like a no holds bar match of everybody like looking at everybody like who's gonna crack first,
Right.
like who's gonna do it. Then finally, like I'm not even kidding when I'm saying like I am biting the inside of my mouth, and like almost to the point that I'm
Damn.
almost tasting blood
It's
because
so
like
funny.
I don't want to laugh. And then finally, like a kid behind me or kind of like to the left laughed, and we all simultaneously turned and we're just like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" And that cured it, it's like they like cures it.
Yeah.
As soon as somebody else laughs for you, you can just be like, you can put the blame on them. You can turn your laughter to disgust. Like I didn't laugh at it. Now I'm the champion, even though in the inside I am dying.
I had a situation yesterday where I feel like this doesn't happen often. Where sometimes it's like you may have a funny situation that all of a sudden you're like, oh, this isn't actually so funny. But this was like something that was very serious, and my initial reaction. So they had the news on the TV yesterday while we were at her grandma's house, and there was this news story that not only did it catch my attention, it made my jaw drop. Like I was literally just like I said audibly, "What the hell?" And it was about this woman pushed a fucking 3-year-old onto the train tracks. And like at first I thought it was like the mom. They were gonna say it was the mom, like fucking pushed her kid onto the train tracks. No, it's this woman just like sitting, like in the footage, this woman's just sitting there, and she just gets up and shoves this little toddler
Like that
onto the train
intrusive
tracks.
thought, just the worst one.
That's exactly what Belle said. She goes, "That is the definition of intrusive thoughts, right there."
like
And
she let that one win, and that's the one you're not supposed to let
no,
win.
shoved it, and my jaw, and I'm like, "Oh my god!"
Was the train
like
was
what?
was it like
The train wasn't coming. I don't think they
Okay.
even would have shown the footage
Okay,
on the
yeah.
news if that
Yeah,
was the
for
case.
sure.
That's true.
Or at least not all of it.
I'm just like beside myself. I'm like, what the hell is wrong with this world, dude? Like, oh my god. But
It's us. It's the people. We're what's wrong with it. Turns
but
out.
because like I genuinely was like, this is not funny at all. Like that's fucked up. Like there was nothing funny about this kid getting like it was aggressive. It was just super fucked up. However, the
Yeah,
news
definitely let it
station
kid, no matter
seemed to
what.
find it necessary to play this video that's like a 10-second clip on a loop for
No,
way too
I
long.
like
For
I
way too
was.
long. Because I can't hear them really talking
I'm
over
imagining
it.
them like it's like a sports highlight, and they're like rewinding it like frame by frame, and they're just like,
It's not quite
"Here's
like
the
that, but
kid."
just like the video is short enough that like you're literally seeing the video, everybody's still, the woman jumps up, shoves the toddler, you see the toddler fall, hit her fucking face on the train tracks, and then everybody being like, what the fuck? And like grabbing this woman, and then it restarts. And like it's literally that long, and it just played over and
Do you
over
remember
and over and over
where
again.
that
And I'm
was from?
horrified
Like,
at
where
first.
did that happen at?
I don't remember. But at first I'm
Like, was that right
horrified.
here in our hometown? Did that
Fuck,
happen
I
up in
don't know.
Champagne's train tracks?
But by the time they played it for the like fucking 15th, 16th time, I was like like, it just
Yeah.
it started to become a little funny just because of the fact that it was on loop. Like
Just
and I turned to Belle, I go, it's starting to get a little funny, isn't it? She's like, what is wrong with you? I'm like, I'm just saying.
imagine a little bit of that shit, I can't remember the song's name. The dun, 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 dun,
That's
dun,
what I was.
dun. Yeah, sooner or
Oh,
later
yes, the Benny
that's
Hill
gonna
thing.
it's gonna get to, yeah, like the Benny
Yeah.
Hill
Yeah.
song. It's
Yeah.
gonna happen sooner or later. It's like
Yeah.
old YouTube poop.
Luckily, that woman was arrested, as she should be, because that's just
years back, I swear you always like around Christmas time or like around this year, there's always some weird news about some like weird shit happening with like kids involved or something, just some kind of weird crime that's happened on Christmas, and we're like, how does this happen on Christmas? And like, but like I remember being at my grandma's and just hearing this news story, because I learned about this weird law that we have in Illinois, which is that technically it's illegal to warm up your car without either being in your car or having your car locked in Illinois, because it invites Grand Theft Auto. So if you like, it's generally a law that's only enforced, I think, in like Chicago and stuff where there's a lot more people around type thing. Uh, so it's like we got these dense populations because it's like I don't think anybody would get slapped like that around here unless the cop was really trying to hit you with something or another. But the way I learned about this was from a news story about a woman warming up her car and a 16-year-old boy goes and steals the car, drives down the street, realizes there's a 3-month-old baby in the back of it. So he takes the baby out and lays it on a neighbor's porch. I guess ding dong ditches the neighbor, gets in the car and drives away. And like later they find the kid, they get the car back or whatever, and like it's just a 16-year-old kid. But like the lady ended up getting slapped with this law about like leaving her car unlocked while warming up. But like the entire time they're talking about it, I'm sitting here going, why was there a baby in the car if you were warming it up? If it was too cold for you to be in it, why was there a baby in it?
That's a very solid point.
I'm like, I feel like everybody's looking at these like that's just
so
one
funny.
of the most wild stories I've ever heard in my life.
I was so wrapped up with the rest of the story, I didn't even stop to think about that. But you're 100% correct.
That's what I was saying when when they were talking about it on the news. I'm like, they didn't even mention anything about that. Like the lady got slapped with that law, but like, what about child endangerment? Like, if it's too cold for you to be in the car, what is it doing in the car? Like, I'm so confused. Like, but. It's just wild.
It's fucked up, man.
Wild stories on Christmas.
It is a wild time of year. People lose their shit this time of year. So
everyone's got a little Florida man in them around Christmas.
Yeah, for sure. So with it being the new year, I think it stands to reason that we should probably talk about. Anybody have resolutions? Resolution.
Oh yeah, yeah. Those are still things, right? New Year's resolutions.
I personally haven't made any, but I'd like to brainstorm. Let's let's have a pitch meeting here.
I definitely forgot about those for like.
I mean, like it's just what's a week's time? Like last week was 2022, now it's 2023. There's like oh well. I mean, I have goals, I guess, for this year.
I was going to say, I think we said this last year too, that like I really don't do the resolution thing, but of course, I make goals for myself.
There's definitely always goals to set, right?
Yeah. And it doesn't matter if it's the new year or not, like you just said, like it's an ongoing process, but let's patronize these people. Let's,
Okay.
Well, I have a goal this year. I want to try to make at least a Christmas song. I've been, like a really cool,
like a full-fledged Christmas banger.
Yeah.
There's like you could do it. I think you could do it, Shep. You could be the next Mariah Carey.
I was gonna say you should dethrone Mariah Carey. Whatever you write, it should
at least Michael be
your goal.
You can definitely get blue.
Just keep working on guitar. Sure. Keep on working on it, man.
Hell yeah, dude. Yeah. I mean, I've had those thoughts too of like making like putting some of my beats up on my YouTube page or something. I was like, that'd be kind of cool to do. I guess I could always do that.
Maybe you can do some. Maybe you can do some cool Instagram like posts. Just get like take one of your selfies and then just throw a snippet of one of your tunes on it or something.
Yeah, I could. Yeah.
Then link it up. Throw it to your Spotify or something like that. So people can see your beautiful face, and then when they're looking at your beautiful face, they can hear your beautiful music.
I think I'm trying to graduate to Spotify this year. This will be my 3rd year of doing music, I believe. So I think it's about time to move on up because ain't nobody listening to SoundCloud.
Yeah, no, Spotify. Like I stopped using Spotify maybe like 3 to 4 years ago. Ever since YouTube decided they can do music now and stuff, but I don't not even on the YouTube music anymore. But like that's honestly something I recognized the other day. I'm like, man, I don't listen to music as much as I used to, and I don't know why that is. It's like weird. Maybe I'm just like because it's like I mean I'm definitely into podcasts or into watching like YouTube videos and shit like that. But like other than that, like when it comes to media, like I don't know. I don't know if I consume much else. It's like I love music. There's still like still take it like when I take a shower. Like I gotta have music on in the shower when I'm having my
Right.
shower and stuff. But like
Oh, hell
other
yeah.
than that, it's never. I don't have those vibe out moments anymore. And it's kind of a damn shame. Maybe that's my resolution right there. Is I need to
Listen
vibe out more.
yeah, absolutely. That's a good one.
That is a good one, man. Increase the music flow.
Yeah. I was just telling Belle yesterday because her brother and I had multiple conversations this weekend, like about music, and it started out as like just a casual thing, but it got so passionate so fast, and it's just like I love music, bro, and then like I could not like it's one of those corny things where it's like I really don't think I could go without music. I mean, there's not a day that goes by that I'm not listening to music at some point in some capacity. I gotta have it. Gotta have my
I mean,
fix.
that's true. Like I'm playing video games, but they still got composers. They still got
Right,
people
right, yeah.
on there making
But I hear
music.
what you're saying too about like not
But
intentionally.
yeah, like going back to like my artists, my playlists, like
Mhm.
that. Like I haven't revisited that as much. I haven't revisited my high school years by putting in all my Blink 182s and all that good shit. Like I just haven't done it. I just haven't had
Sometimes it's nice to vibe out to the old shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
It's true.
saying? Just to be like, hey.
Yeah.
I need to find newer music. That's what I need to do.
Like,
That's the thing too. I rely on my my buddy so heavily for newer music. He'll send me like some just like song he listened to or something like that, and I'll be like, that's a jam, and then it'll be with me forever. I think he showed me Bug Hunter, and that's a fun guy. He makes some fun music there. I'm pretty sure that's what he's called. But like, yeah, there's some fun music there. What is it? Disco Inc. or something like? No, I think it's something. It's somewhere around there. Disco Inc. Something like that. I'm not sure what the band is called, but I've heard a few songs by them that I've liked. But like that's like my new music all just like comes from people going like, "Hey, have you heard this song?" And I'm like, "Okay, yeah, I have now, and now it's with me." Like now I'm gonna listen to it all the time.
yeah, I was just telling her brother last night when we were talking about it that for me, I almost religiously for a period of time would get on Spotify every week. Well, I guess twice a week. Once when my Discover Weekly would change, and when the new releases would come out, because they would just have all the new music there for you to just scroll through and peruse. And so I would do that sometimes, and maybe something would like catch my eye. I'm like, oh, what's this? And I'd listen to like a snippet. Maybe I dug it, maybe I didn't. And I would just find new music that way. But Discover Weekly became my best friend, like because I have such a wide, eclectic taste in music that like I'm down to listen to whatever. And like so, a lot of my shit, like I personally feel like my music is like kind of weird, but it's all very vibey, kind of just a lot of EDM type stuff.
I think that was my honest my like one of my first thoughts. I think when I originally met you is when I started hearing the music that you were playing in the background, and I was like, oh shit, he's playing Childish Gambino. Like like me and this guy can get along. Like I vibe with so many different spectrums. I don't vibe with much country, but I still vibe with country.
Right.
Like I can still get down with a hoedown. Like I get down with like with most all music, but it's got to be good. I like it to
Definitely.
be good.
Yeah.
It's kind of goes back to what Shep was saying earlier. Like if you don't feel any emotion towards the song and you can't put yourself in their perspective to feel emotion towards it, like of course you're not gonna vibe. It's not gonna be your song. But like I don't know. You don't have to like the older I've gotten, the less I want to shit on people for having different tastes than me, because everything
That's fair.
is such perspective. But there's definitely some things that I still look at and go, I don't know how anybody could like this. Like,
yeah,
there's definitely, if you scroll TikTok long enough, you can find some music makers that maybe shouldn't be doing that, and the people are just some like I've seen some just I don't know, damaging encouragement. People will encourage people to do awful things, and it's like they're laughing at you, but I don't know if they're like I don't know if the person who's actually doing it, realizes that
I find
they're they're making them into a joke. I mean, everybody probably has that shadow of doubt, but I feel like the problem becomes is the ones that don't realize it. It's like it's almost like you're being they're taking advantage of them, type thing. Yeah, it's a shame to see, but
Mainly a rock guy. I I rock with rock. I mean, it's not usually it's not usually like I don't even know if I could say it's not my go-to because for a long period of time,
I want to say it's vanilla. It's like it's vanilla ice cream. You can just you can go rock and never go wrong.
Yeah.
Like if you need music, you hit rock and you're not
and
going to
it's
get
like the best music for like when you got to find something for like the general audience when you know that like maybe you're in the car with somebody or that isn't going to vibe with maybe the heavy like rap stuff or medium or whatever.
Actually
classic rock every time.
A crazy thing back when I worked at the Den, back in the sales area, we had the weird experiment that I kind of ran, but not to the customers, and we had this like weird set playlist that they sent out the music they had the rights to, so technically probably breaking some kind of laws or something, but I changed it so it was only playing classic rock. We made more sales when classic rock was playing than any other music genre, because most customers that came into the store, you could see them singing along to the song.
Yeah.
And I feel like that puts them in a really happy place, which makes them really easier to buy. And then, but it's like, it's crazy to me. Every sales job that I've ever worked, rock music is the way to sell to your customers, because there's not I feel like a single person that's like comes into your store and especially when I worked at the Den, which was an adult store, like there's no super hard Christians coming into the adult store that are going to be offended by rock, so honestly, I feel like rock is one of those, like, it's the best bet. Like it's vanilla, but that doesn't make it bad. It just makes it the most, like the just the basic go-to flavor type thing, I feel like.
For sure. And like one of my favorite some of my favorite bands are rock bands. But like Queens of the Stone Age is like one of my favorite bands ever.
Queens are great band.
Excellent. You know who's been popping up on my YouTube a lot lately? And not their music, but like videos about them I have no fucking idea why. System of a Down. Bunch of videos about System of a Down and Serge Tankian keep coming up. I'm just like,
I did actually see.
I'm okay with this.
I don't remember if it was through my YouTube shorts, but I did see one thing that was about Serge Tankian, about somebody pulling on Serge Tankian's beard or something like that, and I was like, that's weird. So I wonder maybe Zoomers are now discovering System of a Down, which could be a thing.
I'm like, oh
yeah,
I see. I saw Fallout Boys coming back.
Oh no,
it's more of the emo rock.
Hey, let's not shit on Fallout Boy.
Do you mean they're coming back to do emo rock? Because they've been pop rock for as far as I can tell.
I don't know. They just said
that's what killed me. If they're gonna write some more from Under the Cork Tree type stuff, I would be super thrilled. I
went to a Fallout Boy concert not too long ago, and it was lit as hell. And it was a very weird show because it was them and Wiz Khalifa. They were touring together. It was called the Boys of Summer Tour, and it was one hell of a.
You know what? That would still be a good show. That would have been a great show no matter what. Honestly,
it absolutely was.
Fallout Boy might play Centuries, and I'd die inside, but I'd still be there.
What gets me about Fallout Boy
is like my most hated song, I think, by them was just because it was so like the radio overplay. Once you hear it so much, it just drains it all from you.
What really gets me about Fallout Boy is how many people don't know how to dance like Uma Thurman. Because when I was at that fucking show, I watched everybody when they played. I
actually do love that song. I do love that song. That's a newer song, and I dig that one.
I don't know if you know this or not, but Fallout Boy, like, I know they're like movie geeks. So like, the Uma Thurman thing.
I can definitely see Patrick Stump being a.
What the fuck? It's like one of their biggest lines in their song. fuck, I can't think of it, but it's from this movie called Closer. With and it has like
Oh,
Julia Roberts and Natalie
yeah,
Portman.
I know you're talking about. That's a old
Fucking
one too.
damn it, that's gonna bug
They're
me.
uh, I'm pretty sure it's a little less 16 Candles, a little more Touch Me, is the music video in which they make their own little vampire movie, and it every time I go like to listen to it, and it'll be like YouTube music or something like that. I go to listen to it, and it'll play the audio from their music video. So just like you're sitting there jamming out to the song, and then it cuts halfway through, and you just get this fucking stupid dialogue they wrote, and then it goes right back into the song, and I'm just like. That's the one thing that I don't like about YouTube music is that you can sometimes end up getting, audio that has nothing to do with what you wanted.
Apparently, so much so that that must be the vampire video you're referring to.
I believe so.
10 times Fall Out Boy made movie references in their music. But I don't care. I'm just looking for it.
Oh, it's not Fall Out Boy. This just made me think of another music video where it's I think it's Cage the Elephant, where it's like a guy has his girl that he likes his dead body, and he's just like wheeling it around in a shopping cart with her or with him everywhere.
That's interesting.
God, it's a really good song too, but the music video is so fucking weird for it. I'm pretty sure it was Cage the Elephant.
This is fucking.
I'm gonna look it up.
He tastes like you, only sweeter.
Yeah.
Fucking, I knew it was like one of the biggest Fall Out Boy lines ever. That was gonna bug the shit out of me. Yeah, that's from.
Being from the movie.
Yes, that line is from the movie, and that it's obviously like a big, very well known lyric from Fall Out Boy. But yeah.
Well, it's like, where does "Thanks for the Memory" come from? That didn't start from them either.
I don't know. Apparently, there's a lot of research to be done on Fall Out Boy here.
Fall Out Boy, they did their thing, man. They did it big, right under everyone's nose.
They did too. They did. I definitely talked my shit on them back in the.
Man, now I'm starting to think it was Fall Out Boy who did the dead body in a shopping cart thing. I'm like looking at some of the Cage the Elephant music videos, but none of them pop out to me. It might have been another Fall Out Boy song.
They had some rad shit back then. There's a lot of bands popping off back then.
And Fall Out Boy is originally they're from Chicago. They're Illinois boys too, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
It's always surprising to me when I hear like famous people or like really cool famous people, I guess, that like come from Illinois. I'm like, man, this is a shit state, but man, do we make cool people?
That's true. I part of that conversation about music yesterday, he was kind of saying that he's more into like, he likes what he likes, and that's what he's gonna like, or that's what he's gonna listen to. And a lot of people are like that, or they just like to listen to the popular stuff or whatever. And I realized that like my whole life, I've always been, it doesn't matter if it's music, movies, books, whatever, like I've never been one to shy away from
Google searches to get me on a list. Music video with dead girl in a shopping cart. I didn't actually finish that Google search. Somebody else Googled it, and I'm still not getting the right answer.
But
because I know it's not in too deep. You can Sum 41's In Too Deep has nothing to do with dead bodies. It was a swimming pool the whole time.
On Sum 41.
It's like I can guarantee that.
It's been Mandela, dude.
Yeah. I seen one of those. Yeah, I seen those the other day. Mandela effects you didn't know about. One of them was Cruella de Vil had a spotted coat.
Did she not?
No, because the whole point was that she was trying to make a coat out of the fucking Dalmatians. Why would she have a Dalmatian coat and then be wanting to make a Dalmatian coat? That doesn't make any.
Could have been a fake Dalmatian coat.
Yeah, no, it wasn't even Dalmatian fur. It's like really long white fur on her like coat or whatever. But it's like that was the whole point of the movie, guys. What do you mean Mandela effect? The whole point of the movie was she was trying to make a coat.
Maybe she already made the prototype and now they needed production.
That's exactly what happened. She was like, "Oh, this would look really good. This would be even cooler if it was real Dalmatian, though." But yeah, like I'm like
This was made from 2 full-grown Dalmatian. I need one
the
made from
Mandela effect always
101
cracks me up.
puppies.
One of them was like I remember a long time ago, somebody was like, Pikachu used to have a black tip on his tail. And I'm like, the fuck he did? No. like like I'm one of those like guys that like just loved Pikachu. Like so like you can trust me. Like when he was like my favorite Pokemon of all time. The only black part was the bottom of his tail or where the like the little brown part is or whatever. But I'm like,
Maybe they
"Oh,
maybe
I
they
don't know
jumped
where
into
people
your universe, bro.
yeah, I'm like, maybe could be. Maybe I've been in the Prime universe all along, or maybe people are just realizing that humans have really shitty brains and don't know how to remember things.
Could be.
You can learn a lot from music you may not necessarily like, but listen to arrangement, dynamics, etc. Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah,
I feel
I
that
mean,
way. That's kind of what I was saying before. Was like with I've always had a wide taste in everything, movies, books. I never shy away from new things because even especially with bad movies, you can still learn a lot. I think even Martin Scorsese tells people like watch movies, all movies, good, bad, all of it, because you will learn a lot. And Shep and I have watched some bad fucking movies, so we know.
true. It's like It was Scorsese the one who famously always said like one for me, two for them, or something like that, where it's like I'm gonna make two movies for the general audience, the people that what people want to see, and then I'm gonna make one movie that I want to make. And
I don't know, but that sounds like it sounds accurate because I feel like every two movies he does make one that like isn't gonna like Silence is one of his best movies ever.
like
but
just some
that's not
weird
like a
shit,
general
just some
audience movie.
weird shit you never seen coming type shit. Like
Bad movies are best. They can be.
yeah, I do very
Sometimes
much
they're really
enjoy a
good.
bad movie. I actually
If
was
you like bad
pleasantly
movies, you should go
surprised
watch
because
Easter Sunday.
Riff Tracks just sent out a Christmas present like on Christmas or whatever, and they gave me like $10 for free to buy any of them riffing on any of the bad movies. So I bought a Christmas movie, and that's what I did on Christmas. Was I watched them riff a bad movie on Christmas. So
I could never get into those. I had an ex who was like super into Mystery
yeah,
Science Theater, and she loved it. Her and her family, they just thought it was
I
like the
do.
funniest shit ever. And like I just could not get into it for some reason.
It's
I think for me, I'd rather be the
world.
one talking shit about the movie than
Could be,
listening to
yeah.
other people.
Well, see, like what I loved about it was like as a kid, and I don't know if it was inspired from Mystery Science Theater or what, but we used to like sometimes we would just hit the fucking mute button on the TV. Like nothing's good on the TV. We hit the mute button and we start talking for the people on the TV. And it was like I've always had a love of like redubbing or just dubs in general, where it's just like like has that lightheartedness or to me I think some of the jokes they make when they're riffing and stuff just like will give me some of the biggest belly laughs just of all time. One of the things that even me and my buddy quote today was one of the Godzilla ones they did. It was I forgot exactly. It was somewhere in the realm or the universe of Godzilla. There's this one guy and he's on this motorbike and he like flies up or ramps up in the motorbike and he like jumps off and like kind of does a trick and he goes, "Eat a peach, dude." Like one of the riffers just is like, "Eat a peach, dude." And then like so now every like next thing you know, every time we were fucking crop dusting each other, we'd walk by and go, "Eat a peach, dude," and just fart in each other's faces type thing, like that just became a thing, It's like so. Yeah, I don't know. It's just always fun. I loved watching it. I had an ex-girlfriend that didn't get the idea of it. Like so like I remember when we first watched it or whatever. What was it? It was Starship Troopers. They did a riff track on Starship Troopers. So I bought the riff. I got the movie was on Netflix or whatever. I synced it all up so it all go good. And that like as we started getting into it, she's watching it. She'd like see oh man, what's her name?
He's not to be trusted, Dave. Scorsese, he says a whole lot of shit.
Scorsese don't know shit about Pokemon. Who did Detective Pikachu? Not Scorsese.
MST3K is Beavis and Butthead on steroids.
Yeah, that's probably my favorite part of the old Beavis and Buttheads when they used to riff on music
I love
videos.
that shit. Yeah,
yeah.
I remember. I always remember one that they did like the not this current time, but the last time they rebooted. They did like an Edward Sharp and the Magnetic Zeros video, and God, it was hilarious. Just riffing on how he looks like Jesus and shit
So
like
you
that.
do so there you admitted it. You do get
I
it.
do enjoy it. Like
You
I'm
do
not
get
saying
it.
I'm completely, you know,
It's just gotta. It depends on the format to you.
it really does. Yeah,
That's-
because sometimes
I feel
like
that.
with MST 3K,
Because you're not watching.
it
You're
can
not
just be
watching a
little
whole
different.
movie. You're just
Yeah.
watching a music video.
And I
or
feel
a-
like with that, like the
a
music
small
video
part of it.
thing, absolutely. And sometimes with the movies, it was all right. But I think my thing is, I'd really rather just watch these movies sometimes.
Yeah, just watch.
I'd
the movie
rather
and then
just
make fun of
experience
it.
the bad movie for
That's
myself.
that's my problem is I can't ever just like I can't experience a movie. My mom hates it whenever I sit down and start watching one of her movies because I'll just start going off. I'll just start riffing on the movie and then she'll be like, "Please shut up, just like leave, go." And I'm like, "No, I want to watch your Lifetime original. It's a great movie."
That's how I
Like,
felt. Well, I watched this movie with Belle the other day, and the way she pitched it was like, "Oh, have you seen this? It's crazy." And her brother thought it was really good too because I brought it up to him, and I didn't tell him how I felt about it before he responded. He's like, "Yeah, it was incredible." I'm like, "I'm gonna stop you right there." No, it wasn't, because usually I'll let people have it. You know, if people like what they like, you know, it's
there you
fine.
go. Okay, so here we go. This is more of the dark secret stuff. Have you ever had somebody like just like really pitch you a movie, just like tell you it's like
All
the
the
best
time.
thing they ever seen? And but I mean like something that like you almost felt bad you couldn't tell them that the movie was the most horrible fucking piece of shit.
I'm
Like,
telling you, this movie we
um,
watched, it was called Secret Obsession, and it's on Netflix. It's
Secret
got Brenda
Obsession.
Song in it. And I've
Oh,
actually met
good.
the dude who plays the lead, the male lead in that movie. I met him when I was living in Tennessee,
I gotta
and
find this movie now.
I was 5 minutes into the movie, and I look over at her, and I'm like, "Are they really going to convince me for the next 2 hours that that guy's not the guy from the beginning of this movie trying to kill her?" And and she's like, "God, I hate watching shit with you." And I'm just like, "Hey, you could have lied to me, and we
That
could have
has
kept going." And
all
then
the
there's
time.
just so many things where I'm like, if I was to choose a riff tracks right now, I would do that movie, just because there's so it was just lazy writing it was my problem with it, and that's why I couldn't just be like, yeah, it was all right, because it was just so lazy. I felt
Yeah.
offended as an audience member. I don't mind a bad movie, but if you're a bad movie trying to pretend like you're a good movie, that upsets me, and that's what this movie was doing. Because like she steals the motherfucker's wallet and then is like, "Hey, why don't you run to the store real quick?" So she can sneak around. Bitch, you stole his wallet. He'll be back in 10 minutes. Are you fucking kidding me? And of course, guess who came back in 10 minutes? Because he's like, "Where the fuck is my?"
It's honestly surprising that even goes because like usually and
She's probably in
generally
the other room, like, "Shut the fuck up." about the
they
movie
don't even
already.
think about that when they're writing movies. There's so many things that like to me that I'm just like there's so many small things that's just like okay yeah but that in real life you would have checked for your wallet before you had left like like just
Yeah.
some weird tiny things. I don't know if this is the movie. It sounds about right. It is a movie that I know starred Jennifer Garner, and I remember a buddy of mine, his old lady was telling me about how it made her cry so hard, and I'm like, okay, I'm in an emotional drama, and it became. And the more I watched it, the more I realized that this was just a made up, um, like, well, I say made up. It's based on a real story, but in my opinion, a made up story about how a little girl falls inside a tree and then is cured of all of her diseases.
Interesting.
And it is probably some of the stupidest shit I have ever seen in my life. I don't know how you wrote a whole movie around it. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I think Miracles from Heaven is based on an incredible true story of a Beam family where Christy discovers that her 10-year-old daughter Anna has a rare incurable disease. She becomes a ferocious advocate for her daughter healing as she searches for a solution. After Anna has a freak accident, an extraordinary miracle unfolds in the wake of her dramatic rescue that leaves medical specialists mystified, her family restored, and their community inspired. Sony Pictures Entertainment. I don't know how this guy how this got greenlit or however, but the whole
If I'm not
movie.
mistaken, it's also a book that's widely popular. So
Yeah,
that
it's all based off of a true story, is what they say.
cannot be
But
worse
it's
than
like,
Thor: Love and Thunder.
but the entire no, it can be okay. Thor: Love and
Yeah.
Thunder.
Thor: Love
Okay,
and Thunder was
it's
disappointing. There's a
it.
difference between
I
being disappointing and being an utter piece of shit.
So I have watched Thor: Love and Thunder, and with in mind all of the critique on it, and honestly, it was okay. It was good. It wasn't as good as Ragnarok for sure,
No.
but like to say that it was like an awful movie, like I have seen the fandom treat it like it's a DC film, and it's like that's not like no, it's still very much in the vein of what has happened in the Thor universe. Yes,
I
there are
think
some
it's
parts
just
that have improved
the
on, but
the sharp tone shifts. I think is what
Yeah.
throws it off for
yeah,
people.
it does. Well, like it's because they're trying to get you laughing the whole time,
Yeah.
and then they're like, "Well, here's Jane. She has cancer," and you're like, "Okay, am I still laughing?"
Right.
And then
The
it's like,
tone,
"Yeah,
the
sure."
tone was all over the place. Like they just joked too much. It was my thing. I'm like, this is just they're trying to be.
Which
The way I described it to somebody when I walked out of the theater, I ran into a buddy and I was like, my problem with it is like Thor Ragnarok was silly. This is fucking goofy. Like this is just
Yeah.
goofy. Like for no goddamn reason.
like
Yeah.
it wanted to be very 80s, and I think
Yeah.
it did capture that. I think there was I feel like some of the parts that should have been there weren't there. Like I wanted to see Jane turn into Thor. I didn't
Yeah.
want that to just happen off screen.
Yeah.
You know,
There's a lot
I
of
didn't
good
want to see
things.
her just show up as Thor.
Everybody's
But
been doing their like top 10 like best and worst of movies the past week and stuff, and one that keeps coming up a lot on the worst of list is Jurassic World Dominion. And I've noticed this thing with like specifically franchise movies like Thor: Love and Thunder, Jurassic World, like those are always shit on the most, but
Mhm.
it's the audience's fault because
Yep.
it's not that they're
They'll keep buying
terrible
tickets.
movies, it's that everybody has expectations that are not met, and then they are upset and disappointed.
Yeah,
and
but it
they're
doesn't
like,
matter
"What
if they
is
meet the
trash?"
expectation because those same people, Jurassic fans, are gonna buy the ticket to the next one. They're
Yeah,
gonna
exactly. It
always
does not
invest
matter.
themselves
Yeah,
into the
I
next one.
had a
So
good time with it. I mean, was it perfect? Absolutely not.
and I think
But
that,
it's like
really
it was a good.
comes to a thing of voting with your dollar type thing.
Mhm.
It's like if you stop seeing these AAA blockbusters, if you make them really lose their money on it, they're gonna stop making them. Like they're gonna continue to make the things that people love. And they'll get the hit sooner or later. But people are like, well, I got to see it. I got to go see Morbius because there might be Spider-Man stuff in
Right.
it. But it's like, hey, we spent the entire time trying to pretend we were Marvel in Morbius to even make a good movie. Like we just really wanted to be part of that's my feel for Morbius as a
Yeah.
movie. It's just like
Yeah,
we really want to be
Morbius is
something we're
another
not.
one. When I watched it, I was like, "It's fine." I had a good time. Was it the greatest thing ever?
No,
Did
no,
it
no, I don't
stand
think
on the shoulders of the
I,
Marvel greats? Like, absolutely not.
I don't
But
think Morbius is the worst movie. I think it's still a joke. Like I think it's definitely still a joke.
absolutely. When it's Morbin
But
time,
but it's
Morbin
just
time,
as
you know?
much a joke as Love and Thunder. And
I've
also,
still never seen it.
have we never seen Thor: Dark World? Like that's
Right.
not a terrible. Not a harder watch than Love and Thunder. Like because to me that is Like
And
I
let
would.
me just to put an end on my secret obsession
Oh yeah.
tirade. To put a positive spin on it, I will say, for as much as I bitched about this movie being bad, this was Belle's first like fluke. Like she has actually had excellent taste. Everything she has shown me and recommended has actually been excellent. So I really had no reason to not believe her going into this movie. So it happens. Everybody,
Yeah,
everybody
hey,
gets
it still brought you joy, even you still found
right in different
fun and
ways. That's
joy
the whole
in the
thing of
movie.
like you got to watch bad movies too.
Yeah, it's the same thing with it's like The Room, where he made The
Right.
Room, and that's such an enjoyable bad movie. But then once he became self aware of it, he started making just bad stuff. Like
Mhm.
nobody wants to watch that. We loved it when you weren't aware. Like that's why everybody loves Neil Breen right now because we're all like we got to protect Neil Breen. Nobody let him know that his green screen movies are the worst things ever because he'll stop making them, and they're the best thing ever because they're so unaware of how bad they are. So that's why I love the cookie cutter Hallmark movies.
Yeah. Wade says, "Oh, just terrible. The script made no sense. It was horribly written and filmed. I mean, kids became Thor. Like, what type of writing is that?"
Not only what type of writing was it, where was that power the whole time? That was my problem with it. Was
Yeah.
hold on. You can make the kids Avenger, or you can make the kids Thor, but you couldn't make all of the Avengers Thor.
Right.
Like that would be way cooler. Let's see Captain America with a thunder shield.
I think that's more
Well,
just their
technically,
problem trying to keep giving more and more
I think it was
strength
just a
to
problem writing
characters.
an indie.
and
They
longevity.
wanted to play the God Killer up as to be a really big bad, but they didn't spend any time with him.
and they probably should have taken
up to
shit a
that
little more
point.
serious.
Yeah, like to me that's the problem too, because the I forgot what like his actual name is. All I just know is the God
Gore.
Killer. Gore, yeah. So like he was really cool. He was honestly really cool. I wish we could have spent more time like with his evolution of being bad than like what he did in the movie. Because in the movie, he doesn't really feel like a threat until he just pops up and Thor sees him, and then it's like, okay, let's take him out. Like I don't know. It's the movie definitely doesn't have good writing, but I think it's still fun, and I think it's still very entertaining to watch. You know what I mean?
I can agree. When I saw it the second time, I enjoyed it a lot more, knowing what I was getting myself into.
It's like it all goes back to Sucker Punch. It's like it's a visually pleasing movie. If you take it more seriously than that, you're not gonna have a good time.
I love Sucker Punch. God damn it, I love that movie.
I hate it. Absolutely hate it.
I always describe Sucker Punch as adult Rugrats. Is what that movie is. It's just Rugrats, but it's a bunch of women in an insane asylum instead of a bunch of babies in a playpen.
I started having flashbacks. My mom was watching the new Matilda musical on Netflix, and she goes and starts singing, and then she goes into this whole air balloon world, and she's like floating up in the air balloon, like leaning back, and I'm just like, wait a minute, I'm getting Sucker Punch flashbacks where they start dancing and singing, and they go to this whole different world. It's like I can't have this, guys. What's happening? That honestly made me mad, because that one scene I did see. Huge fan of Matilda growing up. Like Matilda was one of my favorite movies, like of all time. And I haven't fully watched this musical, but what I was watching of it, I was like, okay, I'm enjoying it. This is going good so far. And then it went to Matilda doing that thing where she sings and she goes up in the sky and she keeps singing and she keeps singing. And I'm like, what's going on in the real world? And then it cuts back down to the real world. And then you got the Grumpy Bottom. I can't remember what her actual name was. Something funny, but like she's yelling at Matilda like face to face. She's just yelling, and you just see Matilda like staring up at her. And I'm like,
disassociating right now?
Yeah, is Matilda just disassociating? Is she not magical in this one? Does she just disassociate? And then finally, when Matilda's done singing her little quiet song, she psychics a cup with the salamander, kind of like she did in the movie, and then the salamander goes down her dress and she runs off. And I'm like, what shitty buildup? Like, we went through that whole song and number just for a cup and a lizard, and it's like, you guys could you made it more than it was, but then you brought it right back to the grounded. Like you guys went, to me, it's like you went up with this musical, and then you went right back down to where we began. Like, so like you guys should just done something more like fanatical or something than just the cup zooming by and putting a lizard into her. Like, it really just seems like Matilda is like disassociating in this new one, and I'm just like, I don't know how I feel about it.
Most musicals.
Like, I'm sure it's good. I'm sure it was a hit on Broadway and stuff like that. But like, some of the songs just didn't really flow to me. It's like really weird. I don't know how they write musicals, so I can't really say much on that.
Yeah, I wouldn't know either.
I don't know what's appropriate to just talk or sing the whole time, or what you're what you're saying should make any sense, because it is really weird. Like, Matilda has a weird kind of spasm before she goes into this song, but it's like, I guess it's supposed to build on the whole idea that like she's being overstimulated. I guess that's the whole idea of that like whole point, because she starts like saying these like really random nerdy little question things. I don't know how to explain it, but it's fucking weird. That's how I explain it.
Well,
fucking-
we are reaching the end of our time here.
Oh yeah, look at that.
So, any closing thoughts?
Did we come up with any good resolutions? Besides, I think I came up to jam more. I mean, my buddies finally come back. I haven't seen them for, I think we're going on like 5 years now. So it's going to be good to see my other half. And if we can get our hands on some Rock Band, that's going to be pretty killer. So I might hit up my other buddy, see if he still has a Rock Band set. We can all fake jam out. That'd be the best. That'd be the best way to jam ever. So
That'd be pretty good. That'd be pretty good.
Yeah, for me, we said no resolutions, but I already I've been dealing with a lot of health stuff the past few weeks, and so I've just already been majorly overhauling my lifestyle.
yeah. Well, I mean,
and I get to live to see another day in 2023. Isn't that awesome?
It is. And the next comment from Wade, Monday Night Football. Let's all collectively fucking root for Josh Allen and the Bills just to sweep them. I need them to fucking sweep Cincinnati, baby.
Shep needs this.
I need
We
this.
got the resolution. We need to jam out more. We need football to go well for us, and Chase's resolution is to become a dad. You just gotta turn into a dad now.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm like in the chrysalis phase, so I'm gonna emerge a dad here in about 6 months.
For that. Oh no.
Oh no, they're back.
I guess we gotta go bail Randy out. So
no, it's okay because a new bail or no bail, right? Is that
that's
now?
right.
That's
So
right.
We'll just come and pick you up.
So it's okay.
Or have them drop you off here.
It's a very tiny crime. I won't spend any time in jail. I'll just get dropped off back at home, safe and sound. So I'm sure I'll be fine. Thanks for having me, guys.
That I agree with that statement there.
There you go.
Who needs a bomb, baby?
Randy, thanks for kicking off the new year with us. We have a whole slew of guests on the way this month. But next week, we got Ash Hamilton joining us, the director of a movie called Holes in the Sky, which is now, it beat out the Blair Witch Project as the most awarded found footage film of all time. And it was on a lot of top 10 lists for horror movies last year. So we're really looking forward to having him on next week. So come on back. Get that mind right.
Jeff, I'll be here. That sounds interesting to me. I haven't heard this movie, but it sounds pretty kick ass.
He's a local boy. So
yeah. Well, anything that beats the Blair Witch Project, I'm all about that. I hate that movie.
Yeah.
So.
He dethroned it. So just like Shep's going to dethrone Mariah Carey this year.
Hell yeah. There we go. That's the resolution. It's all the dethroning.
Mariah, I'm coming for you.
All I want for Christmas is that top spot. Peace.
Smooches and deuces.
Can't see my hand. I'm waving by.
We don't have an outro video, so this is what you're getting.
What'd you get? Outro dance party. Outro dance party. Mondays for the mind, yeah. 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 Mondays for the mind, yeah.